Let's jump into it. Number 8. The Great Santorini Eruption. Imagine the biggest volcanic eruption in human history. That's what happened on the island of Santorini over 3,600 years ago. This wasn't just a big boom. It was a global event that some historians believe led to the collapse of the mighty Minoan civilization. The eruption was so powerful, it caused a massive tsunami that may have crashed into the shores of Crete. We're talking about a wave hundreds of feet tall, wiping out coastal cities, fleets, and crops. And then there was the fallout. The volcanic ash changed the climate, leading to crop failures, famine, and chaos. We're talking about the world's first global climate change disaster. It's a terrifying thought. One volcano, thousands of miles away, could bring down an entire empire. The volcano may even be the origin of the legend of Atlantis. Some scholars think the story of a powerful island nation that vanished beneath the waves is a myth based on the destruction of Minoan Crete. So, if you're experiencing a global climate catastrophe that wipes out a whole civilization, it's probably time to get your history checked out. Number 7. The toxic water mystery of Tikal. Imagine building the perfect system to save yourself from drought, only to have it slowly kill you. That's what may have happened to the Maya and Tikal. Their love for the color red led them to paint their temples and pottery with a beautiful red pigment called cinnabar. But cinnabar is basically mercury in fancy clothes. Every time it rained, this red paint would wash into their water reservoir. These reservoirs also became breeding grounds for toxic algae. Researchers discovered layers of toxic sediment at the bottom of these reservoirs. Each layer was like a history book written in poison. The mercury levels they found would make a hazmat team nervous. The Maya built these reservoirs to save themselves from drought. Instead, they created pools of death that would make a nuclear waste dump look refreshing. When drought hit, people had to choose between drinking poison water or leaving. Most chose to leave, which explains why they found so many perfectly good houses just abandoned. It's a chilling tale of a sophisticated civilization being undone by the very thing they built to survive. Number 6. The Bronze Age collapse. We're talking about the greatest mystery in human history. Around 1200 BC, a whole bunch of powerful civilizations from Greece to Egypt suddenly collapsed at the same time. The Mycenaeans, the Hittites, the Babylonians, poof, gone. We're talking about a world superpower suddenly disappearing. We don't have one reason. We have a list of suspects: climate change, famine, invading tribes, and even a global trade collapse. One theory is that a major drought triggered a domino effect. As food became scarce, people fought for resources, leading to wars, invasions, and the breakdown of trade. It's a mystery that makes you wonder just how fragile our modern world is. The whole world's intricate trade network, which relied on these empires, simply stopped. It's like their internal clock is running on random mode. The ancient world's interconnected trade network was supposed to keep everything running smoothly. When it wasn't working right, kingdoms collapsed. If you're experiencing frequent collapses, the world might be sounding an alarm. Could be anything from climate change to more serious societal issues. The Younger Dryas impact theory. Imagine a comet smashing into the Earth. We're talking about a comet breaking into a bunch of pieces and raining fire on the Earth. A group of scientists believes that this exact event happened around 12,800 years ago, plunging the planet into a sudden, deep freeze. The Younger Dryas period was a rapid return to glacial conditions. It wiped out the woolly mammoths and a bunch of other animals. Some even believe this event led to the destruction of the Clovis people, a prehistoric North American culture. We're talking about a cosmic event that changed the course of human history. The evidence is there. Scientists found tiny diamonds and metallic spherules, things you would find in an impact all over the world. It's a theory that says the end of the last ice age wasn't a gradual warming, but was punctuated by a catastrophic event from space. This single event may have led to the destruction of an entire prehistoric culture. Number 4. The Great Flood of Doggerland. Imagine a massive, sprawling landmass connecting Great Britain to the rest of Europe. This was Doggerland, home to thousands of Stone Age hunter-gatherers, a rich and vibrant civilization, but then it disappeared. It's not gradually, but in a catastrophic event that left almost no survivors. Scientists believe it was caused by a giant tsunami triggered by an underwater landslide off the coast of Norway. We're talking about a landslide so big it created a wave that could have been over 30 feet tall, sweeping across Doggerland and wiping out an entire culture. The landmass was submerged in a matter of hours, turning a thriving prehistoric world into a shallow, watery grave. The only evidence we have of this lost world are the ancient tools and bones that fishermen sometimes pull up in their nets from the bottom of the North Sea. It's a terrifying thought. One sudden event from the deep could erase a civilization from the face of the earth. Number 3. The mysterious abandonment of the Anosazi. Imagine an entire civilization that just vanished. This is the story of the ancestral Pueblo people, often called the Anosazi. They were master builders, carving incredible cliff dwellings into the sides of canyons in the American Southwest. But then, around 1300 AD, they just packed up and left. Their magnificent cities, like Mesa Verde and Chaco Canyon, were completely abandoned. No war, no invasion, just silence. What could have driven an entire people from their homes? Scientists believe the culprit was a megadrought. It's a drought so severe and long-lasting that it went on for decades. The very rivers and streams they relied on for water simply dried up. With their crops failing and no water to be found, they had to choose between staying in their beautiful cities or leaving in search of survival. They chose to leave. It's a reminder of how climate change, even on a regional scale, can bring down an entire society. Number 2. The Volcanic Winter of 536 AD. Imagine a year where the sun never shined. This wasn't science fiction, it was history. In 536 AD, a mysterious dust veil covered the entire northern hemisphere for 18 months. There was no summer. Temperatures plummeted. Crops failed, and a global famine set in. Historians at the time wrote about the sun giving off light like the moon in a winter and summer. The whole world was plunged into a dark, cold, and hungry nightmare. What caused it? Scientists now believe it was a massive volcanic eruption, possibly in Iceland. The eruption spewed so much ash and sulfur into the atmosphere that it blocked out the sun, creating a global volcanic winter. The effects were devastating, leading to crop failures, famines, and disease outbreaks. This event is often cited as a contributing factor to the collapse of empires and the rise of new ones, like the Anglo-Saxons in Britain. Number 1. The Black Death. Imagine a plague that wipes out nearly half of the world's population. This wasn't just a disaster, it was a cataclysm. The Black Death, caused by the bacterium Yersinia pestis, swept across Europe, Asia, and North Africa in the mid-14th century. But where did it come from, and why was it so deadly? Scientists now believe the plague originated in the Central Asian steppes carried by fleas on rats. It traveled along the Silk Road trade routes, arriving in Europe via merchant ships. The plague was a perfect storm of disaster, a new, highly virulent disease hitting a population that had no immunity, combined with poor sanitation and crowded cities. The death toll was staggering, leading to a complete breakdown of social order, labor shortages, and an end to feudalism. The world was changed forever. Thanks for joining me today. To stay in the loop with all my upcoming videos, make sure you're subscribed.